As a family court judge, Erin Burlison understands the impact of divorce and what parents can do to help children and families going through divorce. She joins us today to share her suggestions about how to lessen the impact of divorce on children. Welcome, Erin.
Thanks for having me.
So your full-time job, you're behind the bench, a state judge working pretty much exclusively on divorce cases, is that right?
Correct. So I'm assigned a domestic docket, so I hear divorces, custody battles, anything that really deals with sort of the domestic family relations.
And you've been a judge for 5 years?
Correct.
Okay, so you've probably seen it all.
I have, and I practiced family law prior to taking the bench, so.
So the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly.
How much of it's ugly?
You know, a lot of it, unfortunately, is ugly as the judge because I tend to only hear a lot of the ugly cases. So you can go through a divorce and not see the judge at all.
Yeah.
Unless it's pretty contested, you're not going to be in front of the judge.
So do you have any idea on what percentage of divorce cases never go in front of a judge, in the sense that the people are?
Well, when I first started, they said about 10% would be contested. I would have to hear that. But I'm in trial at least probably once a week. I was in trial this morning, and I have in my division around 500 cases just under my name. And there's 2 other family court judges in St. Charles County.
So that means 500 cases that have not been settled yet?
Correct.
Okay, so over the course of a year, how many cases are you dealing with?
Well, I have 500 just in my division.
Okay.
So I typically break even. So I'll dispose of 500, but I also have, right.
Okay,
it's
500 coming in, 500 going out.
Right.
Okay, got
Right.
it. Okay, so what are some things that require people to go in front of the judge? What are some of the situations?
Well, again, it depends how contested the divorce is. So if you have a trial, if the parties always have the option to come to an agreement on their own. And quite honestly, it's better that way because I don't know their children. I don't know what's best for their children. I'm an outsider, but a lot of parents can't make the decision, so I have to. So if they're unable to make a decision with respect to where the kids should live, where the kids should go to school, then that becomes my issue to solve.
So the 2 parents they're not in agreement,
Right.
basically, on these basic parenting issues
Right.
regarding their kids.
Right.
And in these, do you see a wide range of ages of children that are in the middle of contested divorces, or is it typically the younger children?
You know, it's a wide range, but if I hear the case and it has to do with custody, typically they will be under the age of 18 because once you hit 18, you know, you're going to be in college, so I don't have to deal with custody as much. So it is unfortunately the younger children. But when it comes to actually testifying in front of me, I think 10 years old is probably the youngest I've heard, because we do, as judges, we have to make a credibility determination before a child testifies.
So how often is the child brought into the courtroom? Is it more often than not?
It's more often than I would like. I had a 10-year-old testify just this morning in a custody case, and we try and avoid it, but it's something that if one or both of the parents want to hear from the children, then I have to hear from the child if I determine that they're of age to be able to give testimony.
And how traumatic is that for a child? Do you have any idea?
Well, typically when they testify, I have the parents leave the courtroom so they don't have to testify in front of the parents. But it's pretty traumatic. I mean, I have kids that a lot of kids cry, they're scared, they don't want to do it, and they don't want to be involved at all.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break right now, Erin. Okay. We're going to come back. Let's talk about some of those tips that you have from your experience for parents to lessen the impact of divorce.
Great.
So stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with Judge Erin Burlison after this break.